Welcome to our Year 10 in 2021 information session. We trust that remote learning is going well for your families, with the process being more familiar second time round. Year 10 is an exciting time for students as they enter senior school. As well as continuing to refine their interest in electives, for many students there'll be an invitation to accelerate or an invitation to engage in our themed learning stream. This year also holds some activities that are unique to Year 10, including the formal and work experience. Our presenters for this session are Daniel Emerson, our Year 10 level leader, Georgia Quirk, our Dean of Students, Melissa Peters, our themed learning teacher, and Carl Maher, our Pathways Coordinator.
Hello, I'm Daniel Emerson, the Year 10 level leader here at Geelong Lutheran College. I'm here to briefly discuss the transition process that students make when starting a Year 10 program. Year 10 is the student's first year of their senior pathway. Our policies, particularly around assessment tasks and submission of work, start to reflect more strongly of those that are required at VCE and VCAL level. Selected students are invited to start a VCE subject, but more will be discussed on this topic by our Dean of Students and VCE Coordinator, Mrs. Georgia Quirk. Students will be given the opportunity to complete work experience as part of the Year 10 program, and once again, more will be discussed on this topic by our Careers Coordinator, Mr. Carl Maher. In senior school, attendance requirements become more important and students are expected to keep up with any missed work as a result of absences. Student assessment begins to reflect what is required in VCE and VCAL years, and as such there is a greater emphasis placed on deadlines. Students who miss tests, assessment tasks and SACs are required to supply a medical certificate. Students are expected to keep up with their homework commitments. This includes set homework from teachers, and further to that, students should be completing regular self-guided study on work that they have completed in class and also preparing for upcoming units of work. At Year 10 level, students should be completing 1.5 to 2 hours of homework and study each night. In 2021, Year 10 will have 4 classes in the year level. 3 of those classes will be in our Year 10 general stream, and further to that, there will be 1 class of theme learning. Mrs. Peters will talk about theme learning later in the program. A typical Year 10 program, both theme learning and our general theme, includes the following subjects, with the opportunity for students to choose their own electives that are in line with their VCE or VCAL aspirations. As discussed earlier, some students will be invited to accelerate and complete a VCE subject as part of their Year 10 program. These are the current electives that we have on offer at Geelong Lutheran College. As stated previously, now is the time to begin choosing your subjects that you're looking to complete in your VCE and VCAL programs. The opportunity for students to choose their electives will occur in Term 4. Year 10 is an exciting year for the students, as there are several exciting events that the students are involved in. Mainly the school formal and Year 10 work experience. These are both exciting opportunities, and more information will be shared with students and parents when the finer details are available. I will now pass you on to Mrs. Melissa Peters, who will talk about the Year 10 theme learning program.
The theme learning class is a unique opportunity offered to a limited number of students in Year 10. It is a program that has a smaller class size and 2 teachers for the core subjects of English, Humanities, Maths and Science, as well as the additional support of a learning coach. Each term centres around a theme. For example, Term 1 is about World War II. Term 2 explores rights and freedoms, and Term 3 is about wellbeing and community. Term 4 is a project-based learning unit on coastal environments. The themed learning curriculum is unique in that all core units tie to a central idea, which means in English for Term 1, we analyse the text The Divine Wind by Gary Disher. That is about the bombing of Broome, while science explores the genetics of World War II and how it relates to the Holocaust. As often as is possible, all topics that are explored tie back to the central theme. An invitation will shortly be sent to those students who would benefit from a smaller class, learn in a holistic manner, and could use some one-on-one support. Please also be aware that this program offers a senior pathway to VCE or VCAL, which students learn about throughout the year, helping them to make an informed decision about their senior pathway.
The aim of undertaking Acceleration in Year 10 is to experience the rigour and expectations of one VCE subject before undertaking a full VCE program. Experiencing the level of commitment required to successfully complete a VCE subject, experience sitting an external VCE examination before Year 12, determine, trial and develop study habits that are successful at this academic level, and by completing one of 6 VCE subjects early, thereby having a slightly reduced load in Year 12. Acceleration into a VCE subject at Year 10 is for students who are highly committed to their studies, motivated and self-driven learners, enjoy a challenge, use their initiative and are assertive, independent in their learning and understand how they learn. Criteria for suitability includes ability to manage workload efficiently, have a high level of commitment to studies, have a positive approach to their studies, and academic results in Year 9 in Semester 1. An example of what acceleration into a VCE program looks like is included here. You can see that this student has undertaken the Unit 1 and 2 legal studies sequence at Year 10. At Year 11, they have continued their VCE program by selecting 5 more Unit 1 and 2 sequences by choosing subjects such as English, math methods, biology, history and psychology. They have continued to study Legal Studies Unit 3 and 4 and by the end of Year 11 have finished the Year 12 subject. At Year 12, they will continue to study the 5 subjects with a block of study periods in place of the completed accelerated subject. Students who are eligible to accelerate into a VCE subject will receive an invitation to apply. This invitation will be based on a thorough review of the student's Semester 1 Year 9 report. Students will have achieved an average rating of high across subjects and will have demonstrated consistent work habits by achieving usually or higher across these criteria. The student and his or her parents or caregivers will be sent an email. Attached to the email will be an application to accelerate to VCE via a link. Students will need to submit the application via this link. For those students who do not receive an invitation to accelerate but who would like to, please email myself for an application form. This process will then entail seeking out 2 teacher endorsements, of which one must be your current English teacher, to recommend you for acceleration. Following this, a parent meeting with the level leader and myself will follow to discuss the application. Arrangements for monitoring progress and work habits throughout the remainder of the year will be determined and the application will be reviewed during Term 4. Students who have taken this path into acceleration will be closely monitored during their transition into their chosen VCE subject at Year 10. Subjects on offer for acceleration are VCE Environmental Science, VCE General Maths, VCE Health and Human Development, VCE Legal Studies and VCE Media. Students should base their choice on a combination of their interests, career pathways and academic strengths. Please note that if students want to accelerate, they will only be able to select one Year 9-10 elective subject, as the accelerated subjects will be placed on the same line as one of the Year 9-10 elective lines. As previously mentioned, there are 5 subjects on offer. Of these 5 subjects, only 4 will run, and students will be asked to nominate their top 3 preferences in order via their application. Subject teachers have prepared short clips on each of these subjects. Links to these clips will be provided in the application information, and students will need to watch these in order to make an informed decision.
VET, Vocational Education and Training, is another option for students who are accelerating. VET is ideal for students who prefer to learn by doing, with the vast majority of VET classes having practical components. There are numerous VET courses on offer in the Geelong area, the majority at the Gordon, with a number of schools and specialist registered training organisation also offering courses. Most courses run for 2 years. VET classes are run on a Wednesday afternoon for first years. The school organises transport to the course, but parents are responsible for picking students up at the end of the day. Courses finish between 4:30 and 5:30 p.m. Students will be responsible for catching up on the classes that they miss at school to attend VET on a Wednesday afternoon. All VET courses incur an additional cost to parents. The school will pay the first $500 of the course costs. Please contact Mr. Marr for full costings. There is a 3 to 4 week trial period. If you choose to withdraw from the course during this time, there is no cost. Some courses have compulsory work placements or practical components. These usually take place during school holidays. During Term 4, all Year 9 students will participate in a pathway session. We'll explore the world of work, start building a profile of themselves, explore careers of interest and begin writing a resume. All of this is to be prepared for work experience in Year 10. In Term 1, all the Year 10s will participate in another pathway session where we will review what we did in Year 9, continue with career interest exploration and start thinking about what to do for work experience. Work experience takes place in the second last week of Term 2. To be prepared for this, all students need to have thought of their work placement by the end of Term 1. This will be the largest cohort that we have tried to place, so all the help that you, as parents, can give would be much appreciated. I must have all work experience contracts signed by all parties and distributed to all parties 4 weeks before work experience commences. There will be more information on this process at the start of next year. In Year 10, we will also visit local tertiary institutes, the Gordon, East Campus and Deakin Waterfront.
Some parents and students find it helpful at this point of their child's education to hear an overview of the programs offered at Year 11 at GLC. GLC offers students 2 pathways for their senior years of schooling. Firstly, VCE, the Victorian Certificate of Education, and secondly, VCAL, the Victorian Certificate of Applied Learning. Students select one of these pathways as their primary enrolment, but may undertake and receive credit for subjects associated with the alternative pathway as part of their senior studies. The VCE is a certificate that recognises the successful completion of secondary education. Students may choose from a wide variety of subjects when completing their course. Each school determines which of these studies they will offer. The VCE provides pathways to further study at university, TAFE and to the world of work. VCAL is a recognised senior secondary qualification. It provides practical work-related experience as well as literacy and numeracy skills and the opportunity to build personal skills that are important for life and work. The VCAL provides pathways to training at a TAFE institute, starting an apprenticeship or getting a job after completing school. It generally does not provide students with the opportunity to achieve an ATAR score, which is generally a requirement for university studies. As part of their VCE or VCAL studies, students may elect to undertake one of the following options as part of their program: either VET, Vocational Education and Training Certificate, or a school-based apprenticeship or traineeship. Early Term 3 next year, students will undertake the subject selection process. Students and parents and caregivers will have the opportunity to attend an information evening where these 2 pathways outlined above will be explained further. Subject teachers will present subject information and families will have an opportunity to discuss this and ask questions to teachers. Following this information evening, students will enter their draft subject nominations online. These subjects will be discussed at subject selection appointments arranged with the pathway coordinator and the Dean of Students. From there, students will have the opportunity to make any changes following the careers counselling and enter final subject choices. Following subject selections, a grid is developed. A sample is shown here. This grid is different each year and is comprised of subjects unique to the cohort of students entering Year 11. Students are notified in late August with a confirmation of their subjects.
We hope this session provides you with the necessary information as your child enters the next exciting phase of their secondary schooling, and we welcome any further questions you have following this presentation.